We're under attack. We're under attack. As you can see, this is Mango FOB. GSS Mango FOB. We're under attack. We're under attack. As you can see, our soldiers are under attack. Right now, we're under. Oh, come on, Brenda. Wana! Oh, Wala! As you can see, we are under attack. As you can see, we are under attack now.
Alright, it is reported that the Fulani Bandits suffered massive defeat in Porthart, Rivers State to be precise. And this defeat was led by the Niger Delta militant boys. Let me have your reaction on this very new development.
Yes, we can see that they were initially being threatened. And I remember before that time, the ISWAP themselves has come out and threatened that, the next target is going to be Enugu, then Porthart, and they singled it out. And before we know it, we started hearing that there's a lot of infiltration that is going on. They have entered a lot of places, a lot of states. And before that time, we have been having this form of hit and run, majorly in Delta State, Ebonyi, Enugu, and some places within the eastern and south area. So, but at this point, where they have come out clearly and declared, open invasion on the area, on the state, that they thought that it is considerable for their favor, and it's one of the states, because but the way they operate sometimes, it is either they have been paid to take over a particular state, or this struggle to impose themselves on another region might be what have actually triggered them to take over or begin to push on how they are going to take over the entire River State. But what we saw clearly there was a total resistance from the Asawama boys, credited to a former Niger Delta militant leader, warlord. Let me just use that word. But the person that is actually playing a significant role there is General Asaboja, who is still pledging loyalty to former militant leader, warlord, Asare Dokubo. So Asare Dokubo himself, at this point in time, I can only kind of dish out instructions or make a video or do some kind of coordination and all that, instructions and all that, But you see, the fact is that these guys, we are coming in through River State, through the sea. So maybe they will not be able to master the terrain very well. They have their own speedboats too. So they were coming in from the sea when that clash actually happened. And you can see in some of the video we watch, you see Fulani herdsmen trying to escape, running inside water, where the gunshot was just, coming. But from a reliable source, Asare Dokubo was not in the field. Who saw their coordinating that attack was General, Asaboja, who happens to be from Ikwere, Porthart, precisely. Like we always say, he might have a certain presence in Porthart. Asare Dokubo does not stay in Porthart. Asare Dokubo is an Ijon man, and that is the fact. And if you look at the composure and the comportment of this General Asaboja, it looks like he is well coordinated, and he's the one that came out and told you that River State is Igbo land, and you cannot enter Igbo land. He went as far as saying that imagine if General Oba that was killed by a militant, Boko Haram or Fulani military or jihadists or ISWAP, whatever they may call them, happened in the eastern part of the country, Ali Igbo precisely. Of course, the entire community within that space would have come to an end. The whole building there would have been demolished. you know, and it's trying to pass a certain signal. Please stay away from Biafra land, and that's the message. That's the clear message that General Asamuda, especially River State, stay away, stay away. And if you look at what they are saying, the structure that is advancing these jihadists, you know, have this fear that if they enter Biafra land, any state in Biafra land, be it south, or southeast, they are not going to come out alive. And what we saw that happened that day, it was a signal to all of them who are already working to see how they are going to infiltrate, you know, the Biafra land, the eastern part of the main eastern bloc. There might be some kind of, you know, guerrilla attack and all that, but for you to stand out and start say you are actually engaging this set of people, you know, in a conventional warfare, bros, I tell you in honest truth, no one will be spared at the end of the day. No matter how sophisticated they are, they cannot. You see, that terrain has always been difficult for anybody to, you know, navigate. Talk less of ragtag jihadists who does not even understand some of the principles of warfare and coordination at the end of the day. So it tells you that, you know, Asari Dokubo, you know, have sent a strong message to them out there, telling them clearly that these are no-go, you know, area, you know, and I think to a certain point, none of them actually, you know, escaped from that.
With the infiltration of the Fulani Bandits now in the south now, that simply means that this whole southeast is not safe as well, because the boundary between south and the southeast is almost the same. So now, do you think that the people of the southeast should not lose their sleep?
No, you see, they fear that the most radicalized tribe in Nigeria are the Igbos. The most, you know, I don't know how, I don't know the.
And they should be at alert.
See, no, it's not a matter of alert. It's not a matter of alert, you know. No, in Igbo land, they only have Obi also. You understand? You can see an average Igbo man, gentleman in Canada, but it's very dangerous when it comes to action, especially when he makes up in his mind, you know, to go after anything. We are more as Igbos are more as dangerous 100 times than the Fulani military when they decide to do anything. And I'm telling you, and nobody will stop them. When they start, they are not going back. And that's the fear. And another thing that seems to be overwhelming, you know, an Igbo man is his exploits all over Nigeria. You know, his investments all over Nigeria. You know, Igbos is the most, is the sixth richest tribe in Africa, the fourth most traveled tribe in the world. So imagine the kind of investment, you know, they have at the end of the day. But when it comes to facing reality,
Mr. Chinedu Michael, do you think the Asanwana boys, the Asai Dukumbo security forces, have what it takes to defeat these Fulani bandits in the south, and also the people in the southeast? Do you think the people in the southeast have what it takes to defeat Fulani bandits in the southeast as well?
Let me tell you, Mr. Casey. Yes, with federal government support for the whatever they believe in South, empowering military, encouraging militancy, and all that, you know, support. The Southeast does not get that kind of support, you know. So if Southeast are going to get to that kind of support, it will be more sophisticated and advanced in terms of operations more than any group at all in Nigeria. I can tell you that the Eastern Bloc itself today is as a result of ESN.
All right. I want to now with the massive defeat that the bandits encountered by the Asanwana boys, don't you think there is no point of Donald Trump coming again? Maybe the federal government should employ the service of Asai Dukumba boys to go over to the north and defeat bandits, since they have the capacity to defeat them in Porto, River State.
They are just testing the waters. This not, you cannot use what happened as a measurement to determine. You understand? To determine whether they are going to come back, or they are going to reinforce, or that they can always come and be defeated, you know, because they have tested the waters now. Maybe another, they can decide to change formation and come from another angle, unexpected, you know. So, but the fact is that they are already there within the space until when they intend to carry out their action. But let me tell you, at this point in time, you know, there's no amount of conventional warfare. See, this is not a matter of shoot me, I shoot you now. America does not fight shoot me, I shoot you war. You
Well,
know,
maybe we should give some credit to the Asawana boys because
bros,
Fulani Bandit tried to penetrate the heart of Delta State, and the Asawana boys defeated them. Now they try to get access into Porto River State, and the Asawana boys as well also give them massive defeat. Don't you think that Fulani, but they've tried succeeded in Enugu State, they succeeded in Anambra State, and they succeeded part in Abia State, but they couldn't able to make any, they couldn't able to record any success in any South State. Don't you think the Asawana boys are really trying to secure their territory?
they have never recorded any success so far, you know, apart from guerrilla attacks. We have seen a lot of guerrilla attacks in Delta State, you know, and the only state that has not been linked is because of the geographical location of that state. And that is why it is being reported that they actually came through the sea. You understand? So, because of the location of where Porthart River State is, and they might be finding it very difficult to navigate, you know, those troublesome waters, those terrain and all that. But we have recorded so many times, you know, in Delta State where they carried out in Edo State. Look at Edo State too. You understand? But they cannot be as significant what we see in the core north and the middle belt. Do you know why? The presence of Eastern Security Network. Yes, the government themselves tried to kill it. You know, the Eastern politicians, the Eastern governors try to make sure that it does not survive. So, but look at the Niger Delta militants coming out body to tell you that, you know, what they are doing, if they do it in the eastern part of the country, the entire military structure will descend on the eastern part of the country and make sure that every building within that area. But they cannot do it in Niger Delta. And they're asking why. What has an Igbo man done?
All right, Paul reaching us now, Mr. Chinedu also said that they suffer another massive defeat in Bayelsa State. So the Fulani Bandit, maybe they're really prepared to penetrate the hearts of the South, but the Asawana boys is also prepared and get ready for them. Now another news just coming in now that they suffer another massive defeat in Bayelsa State. Let me have your review on that.
Let me tell you, about 2 years ago they made that threat. You know, by the time they are done with Middle Belt, they are hitting Enugu State. By the time they are done with Enugu State, they are coming to River State. You know, and they said that at every point in time, they collect a specific amount of money to be able to infiltrate and conquer one particular state. So, and you know how strategic Delta and River State is to the Fulani Caliphate, you know, because that is where their eye is, that crude oil. So anything that will make them destabilize River State and Bayelsa State, they have succeeded in having absolute control of the indigenous people and the resources of that place. So that is why they are pushing towards Bayelsa and other. But you can see also that the presence of these militants, you know, especially Niger Delta Avengers, you know, in that terrain, is a clear signal that, you know, anything that enters there unauthorized can never survive, and that is why they suffered the second defeat. You know, it was one, very big one. It was alarming in Bayelsa State, where Niger Delta Avengers actually took control and measured not even one pin, not even one pin. There, all of them were totally disallowed, and they are telling you that before you don't understand what is going on, there's going to be a coalition, you know, a security coalition, a militant coalition between the South and the ESM, and that squad, when they advance to the middle belt, that the Fulanis will not have anywhere to, you know, stand in Nigeria to project or to infiltrate and start killing innocent souls in Nigeria anymore.
All right, Mr. Chinedu Michael, I think it's a wonderful place to live in. Thank you for speaking with